Hello everyone, this is Shilanand Hibrade. I have qualified 8 times CSI UGC NET JRF along with ICR ASRB NET, Maharashtra State and IITG GATE. I was conducting NET classes in Amravati. More than 40 to 60 students get qualified through my class. Currently I am working as assistant professor in the Department of Botany at Vinayak Vignan Mahavidyalaya Nangav Khandeshwar district Amravati, Maharashtra. Today we are going to cover a big topic from biotechnology, that is synthetic seed or artificial seed. So what is meant by synthetic seed first? So synthetic seed, or we can say the artificial seed, are defined as artificially encapsulated somatic embryos, shoot buds, cell aggregates, or any other tissue that can be used for sowing as a seed and possesses the ability to convert it to the plant. In simple word, the synthetic seed or artificial seed contains embryo produced by the somatic embryogenesis and includes within the artificial medium, which is made up of agarose, or we can say sodium alginate. We can use also the calcium alginate. We can also use the potassium alginate, sodium pectate, and it will be covered by the gelatin. So that all content will provide a nutrition to this embryo. So the first artificial seed was produced by the Kitto and Janik in 1982 by using the carrot somatic embryos. As early as in the 1992, somatic embryos from alfalfa plant that has been successfully grown in the field. So what is necessary to study the artificial seed? Why we are going to make artificial seed? There are some reasons behind that. In some plants, that is horticulture plant, the seeds propagation is not successful due to some reasons. First, that is heterozygosity of the seed, particularly in the cross-pollinated plant, do not having the ability to germinate or do not having the viability. Second thing, some seeds have the minute size that also cannot be grown in the soil. For example, the orchid seeds. In the third reason, that is due to the presence of reduced endosperm in some seed, there may not be endosperm, or if have the endosperm, the seed have the reduced endosperm. So that is also be the reason to make artificial seed. Some seeds require mycorrhizal fungal association for the purpose of germination. We all know about that the mycorrhizal fungus provide the phosphate for these. So some seeds are there that need association of the mycorrhiza for the germination. For example, the orchid seed. Then some plants do not having the ability to produce viable seed, or node seed formation will be there. In such a cases, we can overcome the problem by making the artificial seed. So these all points were about what we can made artificial seed. So some characteristics of artificial seed. First, large scale production method. Once we have a callus culture, we can provide a number of somatic, we can produce a number of somatic embryos, and if we have the somatic embryos, so we can produce a large number of the synthetic seeds and we can propagate in the large number. Then it maintains a genetic uniformity of the plant. So obviously, if we are preparing all the seed from a single somatic embryo which contains a same genetic material, so ultimately we are going to produce number of plants that will have a same genetic material, or this all plant will have a same genetic uniformity. Then direct delivery of propagules to the field, thus eliminating the transplants. We make the artificial seeds so yet to make possible, so that will be made in the laboratory, and we without any kind of the limitations we can directly sow in the field. That's why we can say the direct delivery of propagules in the field, and thus eliminating the transplants. So the synthetic seed formation will not have a high budget. It will be synthesized by lower cost per plantlets, because it do not need more amount of material for the synthesis of the artificial seed. So a rapid multiplication of the plants. So ultimately we can say, so any plant we can take from the field, and we can have a culture of this all, and we can once made the embryo, that is somatic embryo. From this we can produce a number of multiple plants, and we can make it very fast, and we can sow in the direct plant, and we will have the number of plant from the single callus. That's why we can say the rapid multiplication of the plant. So the types of artificial seeds now depend upon the habit and habitat of the plant. There are two types of the seeds we can synthesize. One desiccated and other is hydrated seed. So what is the main difference between the hydrated and desiccated seed? Depend on the condition. Desiccate for the first, that is desiccated seed. It's for the desiccation tolerant species plant, the species which can tolerate the extreme drought and dry condition. The desiccated synthetic seeds are produced for the somatic embryo, either naked or encapsulated with a specific material, that is polyoxyethylene glycol, followed by their desiccation. It means the plants or the seeds which produces only in the plant species which somatic embryos can be desiccation tolerance. It means we can synthesize the seed, we can make the desiccated seed for the plant which having the tolerance capacity or which can be grow in the very high and extreme drought condition or dry condition. So the desiccated seeds are for what? For those plant which germinates or which develops in the dry condition. So another is that is hydrated seed. The word that is hydrated, it also says all about the hydrated seed. Hydrated artificial seed are produced in those plant species where the somatic embryos are sensitive to the desiccation. So these plants, we can say, we can make the seeds from these plants or the egg plant or the callus from the plant which can having the ability to grow in very low temperature or it is very sensitive for the high temperature. So hydrated seeds can be made for what? For those plant which do not grow on the high temperature. It needs a very low temperature, it needs some moist condition. So hydrated seeds are produced by encapsulating the somatic embryos in hydrogel capsule. But some conditions are there. Hydrated seeds are very sticky and difficult to handle in the large scale. Another thing is that they get dry very rapidly when it exposed to the air. So these are the problem with the hydrated seed, because that seeds can be easily break down by exposing in the temperature. So these problems we can solve by providing the waxy coating over the bits of the seed. If we cover the seeds by waxy coating, so they will be easy to handle and they will not get dry rapidly when we expose in the air. So why we are using the alginate, why not using the agar? So that is the problem. So alginate hydrogel is frequently selected as a matrix for the synthetic seed because it moderate viscosity and low toxicity for the synthetic seed, and quick gelation and low cost. So these are the characteristics of the alginate. It provides a very moderate viscosity, it provides a low toxicity, and it will get a very fast gelation, and it will have only the low cost. It will be produced with the help of the low cost. That's why we'll use alginate. So talking about the agar is considered as inferior to the alginate with respect to the long-term storage. If we need to store the seeds for long term, so then and then we can use the agar, otherwise we will use the alginate. So alginate chosen because it enhances the capsule formation and it protects the synthetic seeds against the mechanical injury. Is it? So now directly going to the procedure for the production of synthetic seed. So first we have to establish the somatic embryos. So we have to take a egg plant, we have to make the callus culture, we have to grow the callus up to the certain extent, we have to made some somatic embryos, we have to put out the somatic embryos, we will allow it to mature, then synchronizing and singulate the somatic embryos. It means we have to separate the somatic embryos, we have to make a mass production of the somatic embryos. Then each and every embryo we will encapsulate with the sodium alginate and material which is prepared for making the artificial seed. Then we will allow for the desiccation, and if once the desiccation completed, we will directly take this artificial seed into the soil for the sowing purpose. So that is the simple mechanism for production of the seed. We are not going to see the process or protocol for the production of synthetic seed. If we need the protocol for this, so we will provide a link. For the production of synthetic seed, we need to have the somatic embryos. So we are going to see the somatic embryos. Somatic embryos are bipolar structure with apical and basal meristematic region. From apical meristematic region, the shoot will be up here, and from the basal meristematic region, the root will be upper respectively. So somatic embryos develops through a similar stages like a zygotic embryo, which is the natural process. But while producing the synthetic seed, the final size of the cotyledons are usually reduces, and there is no development of the endosperm. We are providing the endosperm artificially for the seed. So here are some differences between the synthetic seed and natural seed. So first point we are going to cover one by one comparatively. Synthetic seed, in the synthetic seed, it produces as a result of asexual processes. It means no gamete will be takes part for the synthesis of the seed. But in the natural condition, the seeds is the result of asexual processes. The sexual process will be occur, and then the seed will produce in the natural condition. So again, synthetic seed doesn't involve any male or female gametes. In case the natural process, for the production of natural seed, it need a male and female gamete. In the synthetic seed, it is produced from a vegetative cells. Obviously, we are taking the eggplant, we are growing the callus, and then embryo, that is called a somatic embryo. Then we produce a seed. This all part is from vegetative cells, but in natural seed, we can say it can be produced by the sexual cell, for example, the male gamete and the female gamete. Next, the synthetic seed contains a genetic constituent from a single parent. It means we are going to take a callus or a somatic embryo, which is from one part of the plant. But in case of the natural seed, it contains the genetic constituent from the both plant. If we are going to see the cross pollination, so male gamete from the one plant and the female gamete from the another plant, they will fuse to form a zygote, and later on it will synthesize the seed. It means the natural seed which is produced will have two contents from the different plant, but whereas in the synthetic seed, it will have only the constituent from the single parent. So in the synthetic seed, no genetic recombination will be takes place. Obviously, we are going to culture a single cell in the callus and embryos, then we will have the synthetic seed. But in the natural seed, we can say genetic recombination will be takes place, because the male gamete and female gamete is coming from the different plant or the same plant, so it will have a genetic variability. But whereas in the synthetic seed, the genetic variability will be very low, or it will not have the genetic variability. Next, the synthetic seed contain only embryo but do not have the endosperm and the seed coat. Obviously, we are taking only the embryo for the production of the synthetic seed. We are providing a mass of sodium alginate or the nutrition as like a endosperm, is it? But in case of the natural seed, it contains the embryo, it will have the natural endosperm, it will have the natural seed coat. So these are some differences between the natural seed and the synthetic seed. So what are the advantages of production of artificial or synthetic seed? So we are going to take some points step by step. So it is easy to handle while storage. Handling process while storing is very easy. It also can transport easily from one place to another place in the same area or in the different area. Synthetic seed also have the potential for the long-term storage without losing viability. If we store the synthetic seed for a long time, and if we sow in the soil, so ultimately it will convert into the plant. It means it do not loses its viability. Synthetic seed also maintain the clonal nature of resulting plant. It means when we synthesize a seed from the eggs plant, so it will sow in the soil. Ultimately, the plant will be clone of the previous plant from which we takes eggs plant. It serves a channel for a new plant lines produced through a biotechnological advances to be delivered directly to the greenhouses or the field. The plants which can synthesize from the artificial seed, we can maintain a plant line, number of plant we can produce. It is the advantage for the biotechnological view, and we can directly take it into the greenhouses, or we can directly take it in the field. Then synthetic seed also allow the economical masses propagation or elite plant varieties. So we can synthesize a number of plants, plant varieties from the synthetic seed, and which will have the economical importance. Analytical tools. Synthetic seeds are comparatively aid for a zygotic embryogeny. It means we synthesize the synthetic seeds are much similar with the embryo which is formed by the zygote. Synthetic seeds also produce large number of identical embryos. Yes. Once we have the callus, we have the number of somatic embryos, and we will have the number of identical plants which will have same genomic equivalence. Another thing, it determines the role of endosperm in the embryo development and the seed germination. Yes, obviously, while preparation of synthetic seed, we are taking only the embryo, but the coating which is made up of the sodium alginate and the different components, it will work like the endosperm, and ultimately it will develop, and the embryo will be germinate. Study of seed coat formation. We can compare the natural seed and the synthetic seed. Natural seed will have some seed coat, but the synthetic seed do not have the seed coat. It means by comparing this natural seed and the synthetic seed, we will have the idea about how the seed coat form naturally. Next, the study of somaclonal variation. So the somaclonal variation earlier discussed by the Dr. Dheeraj Naik sir in the previous lecture. So we can study the somaclonal variation in the in artificial seed and natural seed also. So these are the analytical tools for the synthetic seed. Now the important point, that is limitations. So certain limitations come across while production of the synthetic seed. So the first one is limited production. So that point is very difficult and is totally depend upon the lab condition, hygienic condition of the lab, necessity of the instrument, availability of the chemical components, etc., etc. If all the necessary conditions are available in the lab, so we will have the production of the synthetic seed. But any from these is absent, so ultimately it will affect directly on the production of synthetic seed. So it will limit the production of viable micropropagules, which is useful for the production of synthetic seed. Another is insufficient for the germination. So that point is very important, and it is totally dependent upon the somatic embryo which is taken from the callus. If the somatic embryo is immature, so ultimately it will not germinate and it will not convert into the normal plant. So it is very necessary to take a mature embryo to check the mature embryo while preparation of the synthetic seed. So next one is the lack of dormancy. So there are two kinds of the dormancies. One is the coat imposed dormancy and the embryo imposed dormancy. It means dormancy in the seed coat and dormancy in the embryo. So if we have taken the embryo properly, it is good and dormant in the dormant condition, but the artificial or synthetic seed do not have the seed coat. That's why it do not maintain the seed dormancy for the long time. That's why it lacks dormancy and the trace tolerance in the somatic embryo. It limits the storage of the synthetic seed. The next one is it may alter the genetic constituent. There is one term, that is somaclonal variation. While production of somatic embryo, if somaclonal variation occurs there, so ultimately it will affect directly on the genetic constituent of the resulting embryo. So from the all lecture, we can say that the synthetic seed technology offers us a tremendous potential in the micropropagation and the germplasm conservation. However, the future research is needed to perfect the technology so that it can be used for the commercial scale. So there are some books, research papers, and some kind of the help of internet for the preparation of this topic. Some research paper as shown in the reference slide. The books, that is the plant tissue culture by Kalyan Kumar Day and the plant tissue culture by Bhojwani and Rajdan, and some kind of the support from the internet, that is AgriQuid. for the preparation of this lecture. Thank you.